You're probably wondering, why am I recording on a Friday afternoon, or better yet, Friday post New Year's? Well, to tell you the truth, I have been super busy these past few days. All right. Now, I will say I apologize for everything that's happened. I've been super busy with a lot of personal stuff, because as many of you guys know, I'm still in Portland right now, even 2 weeks in, so just bear with me. But anyway, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to On the Sideline. Thanks for joining me. I'm your host, Keelan Lee. In this week's episode, the first episode of the year 2026, Happy New Year's, by the way. We're gonna be recapping week 17 of the NFL season, discussing why I think the narrative that's being pushed around about whoever loses between the Ravens and the Steelers, that coach is going to lose their job. And what did I think of Peter Schrager saying this about the Pittsburgh Steelers? You're just going to have to tune in, man. A couple things as always. One, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Two, turn on the post notification bell. Three, like this video and comment down below if you agree with Peter Schrager or what are your New Year's resolutions. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Also, just want to throw out there, this is my first video after turning 23 years old. Yeah, I know I'm officially a 23-year-old. I feel old now, but hey, let's move on. All right, kicking off week 17 of the NFL season. We got the Cowboys and the Commanders, game two. And honest to God, this game was not even close. Felt close, but it didn't. I mean, Dak had 307 yards passing, two touchdowns, and six sacks. Malik Davis had 103 yards rushing, but Javonte Williams had the rushing touchdown. Receiving was led by Cavante Turpin and George Pickens with a touchdown. And Jake Ferguson also caught a touchdown. And defensively, Jadeveon Clowney, Reddy Stewart were the ones that got after Marcus Mariota, or was it Josh Johnson? I can't remember. As for the Commanders, Josh Johnson was okay in this game. He had an 8-9 yards passing. All right, Jacoby Krosky Merritt had 105 yards rushing. Receiving was led by Deebo Samuel with 68 points. And this was like a sack fiesta for the Commanders. Jazar Newton had three sacks. Bobby Wagner had half a sack. Von Miller had a sack. Ricky Barber had a sack. And Preston Smith, my guy, had a sack as well. Next game, we got the Lions and the Vikings. And I gotta say, as a Packers fans, thank you, Vikings. But at the same time, what the hell happened, man? I mean, you got Jared Goff going for 197 yards passing, a touchdown, two interceptions. He was sacked five times. Run game was non-existent. Receiving was led by Amon-Ra St. Brown with 68 yards. And defensively, outside Aiden Hutchinson, Alquan Muhammad, and Alex Anzalone and Tyleik Williams, they couldn't do anything. As for the Vikings, I mean, Max Brosman didn't do jack shit. And I'm sorry for cussing right now, but he didn't do anything. 51 yards passing and seven sacks. Jordan Addison had 65 yards rushing and a touchdown. Aaron Jones had a rushing touchdown. Receiving was led by Justin Jefferson with 30 yards and Byron Murphy. Sorry about that, folks. Had two interceptions, and Eric Wilson and Dallas Turner both caught forced a fumble. And finally, next up, we got the Broncos and the Chiefs. And honest to God, this game felt kind of boring. Bo Nix was decent in this game. He helped me get third place, I think, in fantasy this year. 182 yards passing out of Bo Nix. He had a touchdown and an interception and a sack. RJ Harvey had 43 yards rushing. Receiving was led by Cortland Sutton with 40 yards. And defensively, even though they didn't get a ton of sacks, they still got the job done. As for the Chiefs, I mean, Chris Olakuna was okay in this game. He had 66 yards passing and a touchdown and a sack. Rushing was led by Kareem Hunt with 38 yards. Receiving was led by Travis Kelce, and outside Nick Bolton, this defense just did not play well. Next up, we got thank God, Texans and the Chargers, and this game was actually pretty electric. I'm not gonna lie. CJ Stroud was solid with 244 yards passing and 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Rushing was led by Jaquavius Marks with 71 yards rushing. Receiving was led by Jaden Higgins with 88 yards. And it was like I said with who did I say? The Commanders, it was a sack fiesta. You got Derek Barnett with 2 sacks. Will Anderson with a half a sack. Danico Autry with a sack. Sheldon Rankins had half a sack. And then, of course, you got Alzeel Shayer with the interception, and then Danico Autry with the forced fumble. But you get the Chargers, they played well in this game, but they just couldn't do anything. I mean, you got Justin Herbert going for 236 yards passing, touchdown, interception, and 5 sacks. Rushing was led by Justin Herbert with 37 yards rushing. But Marion Hampton had 29 yards rushing and a touchdown. Receiving was led by Quentin Johnson with 98 yards. And defensively, outside of Derwin James and Elijah Molden, they couldn't do anything. Oh boy. Next up, we got the Ravens and the Packers. And honest to God, I don't even know what to make of this team, particularly on the defense side. I mean, you got Tyler Hunting, who was flawless in this game with 170 yards passing, a touchdown, and a sack. Rushing was led by Derrick Henry with 216 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Receiving was led by Zay Flowers, who scored the game-winning touchdown. And defensively, I mean, outside they did their part. I don't want to look at the box score. As for my Packers, I mean, what can I say, man? Malik Willis played well with 208 yards passing and a touchdown. He also ran it in for 2 touchdowns. Christian Watson, I thought, had his best game this season with 113 yards passing and a touchdown. And outside Quay Walker, this defense could not do jack shit. Next game up, we got the Bucks at the Dolphins, the biggest upset of the week. Honestly, I didn't get a chance to watch this game, but like, what was this? You got Baker Mayfield going for 346 yards passing and 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Receiving was led by Jalen McMillan with 114 yards passing, followed by Chris Godwin with 108 yards receiving. And outside Logan Hall and Yaya Abi, they did not do anything. As for the Dolphins, Quinn Ewers was actually pretty decent in this game with 172 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Rushing was led by Devon Achane with 83 yards. Receiving was led by Theo Weist and Greg Dolch. And this Dolphins defense played really well today. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can, you guys. I have a lot of things to do today, so yeah. Next up, we got the Patriots and the Jets. I mean, what can you say, man? This game was not even close. Drake May, 256 yards passing and 5 touchdowns in this game. Trayvon Henderson at 82 yards rushing. Receiving was led by Stephon Diggs with a touchdown, but Ramondre Stevenson caught a touchdown. Hunter Henry had a touchdown. Elfo Kumitz had a touchdown. And of course, Austin Hooper, who was wide open, had himself a day as well. And defensively, they didn't do much, but they got the job done, and that's all that matters. As for the Jets, I mean, Brady Cook was not that great. He had 152 yards passing and an interception. Rushing was led actually by Breece Hall, who had 111 yards passing and a touchdown. Receiving was led by John Mechie III with 41 yards. And outside Cleveland Sanders, they couldn't do anything. Next up, we got the Steelers and the Browns. And honest to God, I don't even know what to make of this game. Like this game was, if you're a Steelers fan, you want it to I don't know. Aaron was not good. He had 168 yards passing, and he did take 2 sacks. Jalen Warren has 64 yards rushing. Receiving was led by Pat Freiermuth with 63 yards. And outside Kyle Duggar and Jack Sawyer, they did not do anything. Oh, yeah, and Alex Highsmith. Shout out Alex Highsmith. As for the Browns, Shedeur Sanders was decent, 186 yards passing and a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Rushing was led by Dylan Sampson with 27 yards rushing. Jerry Jeudy had 54 yards receiving, and of course, Greg Delp had an interception, and then of course Alex Wright had 2 sacks. Next game up, we got the Jags at the Colts. This game was very close. Trevor was decent in this game with 263 yards. He did throw an interception. Rushing was led by Travis Etienne, but Trevor Lawrence made it up for rushing in for 2 touchdowns. Receiving led by Parker Washington with 115 yards receiving. And defensively, outside Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines Allen, they couldn't do much, but they got the job done by As for the Colts, Philip Rivers was decent this game, 157 yards and a touchdown interception. Rushing was led by Jonathan Taylor with 70 yards rushing and a touchdown. Receiving was led by Tyler Warren with 43 yards. And outside of Jermaine Pratt, this defense could not do anything. I know there was a forced fumble, but come on. Next up, we got the Saints and the Titans, and honest to God, this game was really interesting. Tyler Shaw seems to be playing really well. He had a 33 yards passing and two touchdowns. Rushing was led by Audric Esme with a touchdown. Receiving was led by Chris Olave with 119 yards receiving. And their defense, despite letting up 26 points, played pretty well. As for the Titans, Cam Ward was decent in this game. He had 251 yards passing and two touchdowns. He was also sacked 4 times. Rushing was led by Tony Pollard with 85 yards, and their defense wasn't that great, but they hung in there. They hung in there. Next game up, we got the Seahawks at the Panthers, and in what was probably the most boring game of the week. You got Sam Darnold going for 147 yards passing and a touchdown and interception. He also had 3 sacks. Zach Charbonnet was the star of the show with 110 yards rushing and two touchdowns. Receiving was led by JSN with 72 yards. And their defense, even though they didn't get like 5 sacks like they usually do, they played pretty well. All right. As for the Panthers, this was the worst performance I've seen out of Bryce Young. He had 54 yards passing and an interception. He also took 2 sacks. Rushing was led by Rico Dowdle with 59 yards rushing. Receiving was led by Jalen Coker with 16 yards. And defensively, they didn't do much. That's all I got to say. Next up, we got the Cardinals and the Bengals. And honest to God, the Bengals, I don't know what to make of it. All right. Actually, yeah, the Cardinals won. All right, we got the Cardinals and the Bengals. Jacoby Brissett was solid in this game, 212 yards passing, two touchdowns. He did take 4 sacks. Michael Carter had 29 yards rushing. Receiving was led by Michael Wilson and Trey McBride, each getting a touchdown. And defensively, even though they played well, they just couldn't get off the field. As for the Bengals, I mean, Joe Burrow was decent with 305 yards passing and two touchdowns. Rushing was led by Trace Bound with 101 yards rushing. Receiving was led by Jamar Chase with 60 yards receiving and two touchdowns. And this defense, even though they let up 14 points, got the job done. Next up, we got the Giants and the Raiders. And honest to God, this game was boring. I mean, you got Jackson Dart going for 270 yards passing. Yards passing. Rushing was led by Tyrone Tracy with 62 yards, but Jackson Dart had two touchdowns, and Devin Singletary got a rushing touchdown. Receiving was led by Wan'Dale Robinson with 113 yards passing, and their defense played actually pretty well for once. Oh wait, I forgot to check the Raiders box score. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit tired today, so like just bear with me. Raiders. I mean, Gino was okay. He had a touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 3 sacks. Rushing was led by Ashton Genty with 60 yards rushing. Receiving was led by Michael Mayer with 89 yards receiving, and their defense could not stop a nosebleed. Next up, we got the Eagles and the Bills, and probably the most excruciating game of the week. I mean, you got Jalen Hurts going for 110 yards passing and a touchdown. Rushing was led by Saquon Barkley with 68 yards. Receiving was led by A.J. Brown with 68 yards receiving. And defensively, outside, they got the job done, but I'm really confused. As for the Bills, I thought Josh Allen played really well, despite not putting up great numbers. He did take 5 sacks. Holy shit. James Cook was neutralized with 674 yards rushing. Brandon Cooks had 101 yards receiving, and their defense played well too, but just wasn't enough. Next up, we got the Bears at the Niners. And honest to God, this game was electric. All right, Caleb Williams was amazing with 330 yards passing and two touchdowns. DeAndre Swift had 54 yards rushing, but he did get two touchdowns. Receiving was led by Luther Burton and Colston Loveland with the touchdown. And defensively, I forgot who it was, but they got the pick six. So good job. As for the Niners, Brock Purdy was amazing. 303 yards passing and three touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey was amazing. Brock Purdy also ran it in for two touchdowns. And then Jake Tongas and Juwan Jennings got a touchdown. Defensively, they didn't do much, but their offense just carried. And finally, we got the Rams at the Falcons. And Honest to God, even though he did throw three interceptions, I thought Matthew Stafford played really well in this game. He had 216 yards passing and two touchdowns and three picks. He was also sacked three times. Rushing was led by Kyron Williams with 92 yards receiving. Receiving was led by Xavier Smith with 7 yards receiving. T. Ferg, my boy, got a touchdown. Puka Nacua got a touchdown. And defensively, yeah, their defense was just gassed. As for the Falcons, Kirk Cousins was decent in this game. He had 26 yards passing and a touchdown. Rushing was led by Bijan Robinson with 195 yards passing and a touchdown. Receiving was led by David Stills with 37 yards, but Bijan also caught a receiving touchdown. And defensively, Xavier Watts and Jesse Bates both played pretty well. And that is it for week 17 of the NFL season. I know it was rapid pace. I apologize for that. I woke up late this morning and I have a lot of things to do today, so just cut me some slack. So we're now going to talk about the video about Peter Schrager. He was on First Take a few days ago and talking about the Steelers, how they could maybe go on a deep run if they advance to the playoffs. And honestly, I kind of like what he's saying, but you guys just have to listen to what he says. And by the way, I love Peter Schrager. I love what he's done for ESPN, but this is what he had to say.
You're going into a playoffs where you have a home field during the wild card round in cold, snowy Pittsburgh, and then you're going probably on the road to play Drake May in his first playoff game or Bo Nix in his second playoff game, and it's not exactly a murderer's row awaiting for you with experienced teams that have been knocking on the door. So as much as we're writing the obituary for the Steelers and for Mike Tomlin as the head coach of the Steelers, I also think a win can kickstart this thing, and maybe they go on one of these runs that has a veteran team, suddenly a healthier TJ Watt back on the field. I would imagine they get back Calvin Austin. I imagine DK Metcalf makes a major difference, and a win can totally shift the narrative from a rebuild to suddenly, wait a second, our window is here, right now. Why don't we become the team that goes on a miracle run like the Packers did in 2010 or like the Giants did in 2007?
First of all, I love Peter Schrager. I've loved him when he was on Good Morning Football, and I love him when he was on ESPN. I 100% agree. I think they can go on a run. But the thing about this Steelers team is that they haven't won a playoff game since 2016. And for reference, I was in middle school when they won a playoff game. Let me repeat that. They haven't won a playoff game since I was in eighth grade. I was what age are you in eighth grade? Like 14 years old. I'm freaking 23 right now. So like it's been a long time. I do think though this team is gonna be resilient. I feel like this team is gonna come ready to play. I think this Steelers Ravens game is probably gonna be electric in this one, but you just have to wait and see on who I pick for this week. But I honestly, in all seriousness, though, I do think Peter Schrager is right. I do think that what he's saying is absolutely 1000% correct. I do think they can go on a run. All right. And I do think whoever they match up with, if it's, I think, the Chargers, if the playoff starts today, I could potentially see them doing it. But hey, we shall see what happens. So do you guys agree with Peter Schrager or not? Let me know in the comments section below. All right, so we're now going to go briefly and do my week 18 picks for this week. I didn't calculate last week's because I was like I said, I was super busy last week. So just cut me some slack here. So here is week 18 of the NFL season. Again, I have to do this really quickly because right now I think I have some work to do later this afternoon. I also have to eat lunch, so yeah. So we got the Panthers at the Bucks. Game two, winner wins the NFC South. I will take the Panthers in this one. The only way I can see the Bucks winning this game, even though they've been struggling, is if Baker Mayfield has a really good game and their defense gets after. I mean, literally gets after Bryce Young. Seahawks and the Niners, this is always a good game. If you remember, they opened up the season early, like in the beginning part of the season. As crazy as this sounds, all right, because I feel like a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, you're probably crazy." I actually got Seattle. I think Seattle has been much better since week one. I do think San Francisco, like the only way I can see San Francisco beating Seattle, and I know they did in game one, all right, is if every play is designed for Christian McCaffrey. Whether it's a toss, a screen, a run. Like, I want Brock Purdy to have a good game as well because I think he's a good quarterback, but Christian McCaffrey needs to have at least 200 yards rushing and 100 yards out of the backfield. That's going to be a tall task. Give me the Seahawks to win this game 29-26. Next up, we got the Colts and the Texans. Yeah, give me the Texans in this one, man. Um, I think the Colts are going to keep it close, but I don't think they're going to keep it that close. Give me the Texans to win 30-20. Packers at Vikings. I really don't want to pick a winner here, but if I had to pick one, I would say the Packers. You know, I'll take the Packers in this one. Assuming everyone's healthy by the first playoff game. I don't want to think about it right now, you guys. Packers win 27-17. Browns at Bengals. Give me the Bengals, but I do think Myles Garrett breaks the record. All right. I think the Browns are going to keep it close, but I'm going to take the Bengals to win this one 34-17. Titans at Jags. Give me the Jags, man. We'll go 28-17. Titans are going to play close, though. Saints and Falcons. I'm going to take the Saints in this one. I'm going to take the Saints. Score prediction 23-17. Chiefs at the Raiders. Chiefs win this one. Um, yeah, I think the Chiefs win 21-19. Cowboys at the Giants. Give me the Cowboys. All right, 38-20. I think the Giants are going to keep it close. Chargers at Broncos. I just got word that everybody it's not going to be a fun game because I think everyone's like what is it called? Resting. Regardless, give me the Broncos to win this game. All right, I don't trust that Chargers offensive line. Give me the Broncos to win 27-17. Jets at Bills. Bills 35-17. Do not make it close, Buffalo. Cardinals at Rams. Rams win 37-20. Dolphins at Pats. Pats win this one 27-24. I think this is going to be a close game. Bears at Giants. I'm going to take the Bears in this one. Lines in this one because just can't see Dan Campbell like losing like this. 27-26. Commanders at Eagles. Yeah, give me the Eagles to win this game. And then finally, Ravens at Steelers. You guys know I haven't picked my upset pick of the week. I'm taking the Steelers. I just got word TJ Watt is going to play this week, so that's going to be huge. I know Lamar is going to play, but still. All right. This might be like a shootout. Give me Steelers, though, to win 31-28. And those are my Week 18 NFL picks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I enjoyed making it. If you did, please give a like, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell. With that being said, I have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe, stay warm out there. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.